Hey everybody, Mr. Movie87 here, bringing you a new episode of Gaming Breakdown. And today, probably my personal favorite one I've done so far. Today we're talking about The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel for the PS Vita and the PS3. I just picked up this game for my birthday on this past Saturday, and I have not been able to put it down. I should be playing it right now even, and I would actually, but I want to record this video like right now too. This will be a little different than my other ones I've done so far, mainly because the other games I've covered thus far I've beaten before, so thus I'm able to give a little more detailed info on them. Whereas here, I'm only like about 8 hours into it or so, still in chapter 1, if you can believe that. But I'm just having too much fun with the game to not talk about it. I've been going over it on Twitter a little bit, but I wanted to make like a full-length video going on for it today. What you're seeing here is actually the collector's edition of the game, known as Lionheart Edition, which is what I picked up at our GameStop here. Which was funnily how that worked out, because I saw it on the shelf there with the PS Vita stuff, and it was just in just a generic case actually, just the small blue, like blue and white generic GameStop box there or whatever. But then it was marked CE for collector's edition, and they pulled it out from the back there, and the box is sexy as hell. I mean, I'm looking at it right here, like my own copy of it. See the picture here too. The box itself is fucking sick as hell. It has a cool like silver finish to it. The lion logo on the front. The box is huge too for a Vita game, and there's a lot in here as well. Of course, the game itself in its own case. The Erebonian Empire pin, as you see there below the game case there. A massive art book there. It might look a little small in the picture there, but it's actually well over 100 pages full of artwork from the game, and also info about the second game as well coming out later this month. It even mentions in there, it gives you a final warning like, oh, you want to make sure you understand what's happened in the first game because this will spoil what happens in the second game, or gives you some events leading into that. So I have resisted the urge to read that. I really want to, but I've been good and have not read that yet. But yeah, in the front section of it, the first part of it, yeah, there's character artwork there, the weapons, items, all that cool stuff there. It's a really handy little thing there too, which is also interesting for me because generally I don't really go for these all that much. I mean, the bonuses are nice here and there, but the main thing for me is just the game. Although I will say definitely in this case that the Lionheart Edition, it's $10 more than the normal game. The game is 40, this is 50, but it is more than worth it. And also cool there, you see in the box there, the Empire logo there as well. There's a little cardboard box in there as well that the pin came in, but it also works as a holder case for the sequel, Trails of Cold Steel 2, when that comes out as well. So they planned ahead on that one. But, excuse me. Yeah, as far as the game itself goes, yeah, like I said, I'm only in Chapter 1 so far, so I have not delved into it. Like, I'm not very far in it at all, obviously. But I do want to go over what I've done so far and my thoughts of the game so far. So here's the thing. You play as Reyn Schwarzer, the main character of the game, and you're just enrolling into Thor's Military Academy, which is a prestigious military academy in the region here of Erebonia. There's a Zem something, I forget exactly. I'm sure someone will mention it here, so thank you in advance. And you, along with 8 other students that you'll come to meet and know, form the, newly formed Class 7. There's generally only 5 classes between nobles and commoners. Nobles are in 1 and 2, the commoners are in 3, 4, and 5. But here in Class 7, there's no distinction. You're just a person in Class 7, so it's a mix of nobles and commoners alike. And each character has their own personality, and you really, really get a sense of who they are throughout the game. And that's something that I've seen very few games do extremely well. This game does that so damn well. You find yourself really rooting and supporting for each character you play as and experience throughout the game. Most of the time will be, of course, with Class 7 and with Reyn and all that. But yeah, one case here, I'll mention a couple characters here. Eustace and Machias, they're both noble, so you'd think that they would get along because, you know, just kind of how it is. But they really bump heads extremely early on because Eustace is a pompous ass, I will definitely say that, but he is the son of Duke Alberea, who is one of the heads of the 4 great houses in the entire region. So he kind of has, well, sort of the right to be a pompous ass, but yeah, he and Machias who's also the son of a governor in one of the areas as well. They bump heads pretty much immediately, and I'm really finding myself hoping that they settle their differences and work together, because that's the key thing in Class 7, to put aside your differences and work together. Same thing also with Rean and Elisa. That's one character there you can probably see there on the art book cover there. Yeah, you actually meet her very, very early in the game once Rean arrives to the academy there. Um, they start off all kind of buddy-buddy. They introduce themselves and whatever. It's all well and good. Then comes their entrance exam, where I don't want to spoil it, but things happen, and Elisa kind of sort of hates Rean for the time being. And I'm pretty sure I'm saying his name right. It's spelled R-E-A, and I thought it was pronounced Rain, but I'm pretty sure it's just Reen, like R-E-E-N. So hopefully I'm saying that right. But yeah, things happen. She kind of sort of hates him and is all very flustered. But throughout the first chapter in the prologue, I've wanted to be like, hey, these two should like get back together. I hate seeing them argue like this and being so flustered with what happened. And the whole thing, and I will say they do get back. They do like straighten things out and clear the air. But it's so cool how they handle it, because it's just like real people having like real life problems, you know? Like a lot of other times, it's just like, okay, you're an RPG character, that's all well and good, but then it's like, these are like, these feel like they're real people, like you really connect with them, which is something that I just don't see that often, and it's so cool how it's handled. And then also the other members of Class 7, Elliot and Gaius, are really the first two friends of Rean's you meet throughout the game, because they are paired up together. In your first dungeon, naturally, there's one group of three, and then one other group of three, which is Rean, Elliot, and Gaius, and then the other three people just go off on their own. So yeah, they immediately have synergy right there. They meet each other, get to know their strengths in battle, and then throughout the first area there, you have your tutorial about how to how to fight and all that stuff there. So they pretty much click almost immediately, and then of course they bond over as the game goes on there. But something else the game handles really, really well too. Throughout the game, once you have free time to be able to explore the town and the academy and all that, you can do what's called bonding events, and you have AP, which are academic points you can earn in various ways throughout the game. And you can spend one of those to spend some free time with a character to build up your bond level with them. It starts at a level, 1, and you build it up over time, and then you're able to link with them in battle via your Arcus units there, which I don't want to delve into too much. But essentially, the Arcus units are how you handle your courts, like you had in other Trails of games there. Although I will say, I've only played Trails in the Sky, the first one, for a little bit, only a couple of hours. And I have not played Trails in the Sky 2. I really need to, though, but I will eventually. Excuse me. But yeah, you're able to pretty much bond or link with other characters there. And you're able to increase that bond level throughout the game here, which is really, really cool as well. You can do a linked attach as well. Say you can link with someone in battle. Say Gaius and Rean are together. Once you do a normal attack or an art or a craft or whatever, sometimes it'll pop up a trigger to press the X button there for a link attack, sorry, and they'll attack right afterwards to deal a lot more damage there. But as far as the other characters go that you'll meet throughout the game here, yeah, Rean, Elisa, Gaius, Elliot, I've already gone over, Machias, and Eustace. There's also there's Fee, who is really quiet, keeps to herself. She loves sleeping. I'm sure we'll delve into more of her past and her background as we go along, but I don't really know anything about her for right now, besides the fact that she's quiet. She's really cool in battle, though, although I haven't used her in a battle yet per se, but she has that combat prowess there. And then Emma, who reminds me a lot of Shion from Xenosaga. Very, very knowledgeable, had the highest overall placement score for entrance exam there. And then my personal favorite character, I think, among Class 7, or one of my favorites, is Laura. She is tremendous with a sword, and she is super fucking powerful when you get her. My current party right now is Rean, Elliot, Elisa, and Laura. Rean and Laura are my frontline fighters, and I have Elisa and Elliot in the back row there. But yeah, she uses a great sword, and she's even more powerful than Rean or Gaius, two of your stronger characters in the game anyway. Then also, speaking of weapons, Rean uses a sword which is called I believe it was a Tachi. Studies the 8 leaves sword arts there. Elliot uses a Orbital Staff, which is the one he has is actually a prototype. It's an orbment and a staff essentially. It's kind of like a mix of both there. Elisa uses a bow. Gaius has a combo like a spear slash poleaxe weapon, which is really damn cool actually. Who else? Emma is also an orbital staff user, the same as Elliot there. Fee uses twin daggers. Matthias has a freaking shotgun, which is damn awesome. Also has like a kind of a range effect. Well, kind of like I guess a cone effect, I should say. Like if enemies are close to each other in battle, you'll hit both of them if they're like close enough to each other. So that's really useful there. And then Eustace has a rapier or a normal style sword. Really, he practices his sword play from the nobles as well. But yeah, it's so cool. I went over it before, but I love how the game handles bonding. Like you really feel for each character. You want to see them grow and develop. You love the interaction between them. Like my group, where I'm at in the plot right now. I'm on a field study right now with Group A and Group B. I'm in control of Group A, which is Reen, Elisa, Elliot, and Laura. Group B is, well, the remaining five. Gaius, Eustace, Matthias, Fee, and Emma there. So I could already tell as soon as I saw that, like, oh, they did that on purpose with Matthias and Eustace there, so that they would set aside the differences and learn to work together. So I haven't seen what they've been up to lately, but yeah, I really want them to like put aside their differences and work together, which I'm sure they will in the future. But I can't wait to see how that's handled there. But yeah, in my case, yeah, with Group A, they worked so well together. I was currently working on investigating a merchant, well, not really assault, but a robbery of a couple merchant stalls in the town of Keldit there. That's where we are for our field study. And a couple merchant stalls were attacked in the middle of the night there, so we're doing the investigation to find out who did it. And currently, I mean, as of right now, I'm in the nature part there. Was it Lunaria, I believe it's called? I only just got to that area here. So yeah, I am on the prowl for the nefarious ne'er-do-wells, as it were. But yeah, after they do the investigation, they come together, they share their ideas, they're very open with their thoughts, they share everything, and they just work so well together. I absolutely love it. And speaking of love, I love the game's combat system. It's turn-based, which I'm more so a fan of than action-based. I love both, of course, but I've always preferred a classic turn-based style of combat. Although you guys know me by this point, I mean, I'm a man of classics, so there you go. It was also cool too, like how the other Trails of games so far, you have your turn order on the left screen there, and then you have various effects you can have in battle as well. Like say, oh, it's Reen's turn here, he should have marked HP plus 10%, like health recovery, or EP plus 50% healing or whatever, or critical, which means you get a guaranteed critical hit, or so on and so forth there. And then you can move around the battle somewhat freely, but enemies will kind of gradually move around as you go. But say Reen standing still at the start of a battle, one enemy is like a little farther away. He'll run up to it, and then he'll stay right there for a while until he moves again. So that also comes into play with your attacks there as well. They can either hit just one enemy, hit a straight line, hit a circle of effects, hit all enemies there. So depending on where your placement of characters is in battle can determine how fast battles go by. And then the aforementioned it's skill links as well. You can pair up with a character for a combo attacks and whatnot there. Then you also have your S crafts and S braids there. When you have 100 CP or more, you can use your S craft ability at any time. Actually, you can interrupt an enemy's attack if they're, say, about to go. You can pull that out right there and interrupt their turn and do massive damage. For right now, I only have Laura's ability, Radiant Dance. It does like 2 grand plus to everything it hits. It has a pretty wide effect as well. It's super good. And I don't have the other ones yet. I would imagine Reen will get his probably next if I had to guess. But then yeah, I would say everyone would have at least one to learn along the way there. But yeah, there's also the orbments and the quartz and all that as well. You have also your Argus unit there, which you use to grow and get more powerful there. You're able to equip various quartz into it. For various effects there. Say, equip Tear, the water one, for example. It gives you a basic healing spell there. Or there's the elemental spells, attack raising spells, defense raising spells, reviving spells, and you're able to unlock slots in your Arctis by spending Sepith there, which are various elements like earth, wind, fire, water, time, and space, which you get from fighting enemies and also finding them in chests and boxes and what have you there. I mean, it's really, it's a straightforward game, at least so far, nothing too complex, which is kind of funnily enough. I thought it was really, really complex when I started playing Trails in the Sky on Steam before. I was like, what? It was so foreign to me. But then now that I've done it a little bit more in that game and in this one, it's actually pretty easy to figure out there. And I'm sure it'll get more complex as you unlock more slots and have more characters available and all that. But I mean, excuse me. But yeah, for right now, it's pretty simple to pick up, and it's really, really fun too. Yeah, I kind of want to stay with my current party of my four I have now: Rain, Elisa, Elliot, and Laura there. But I mean, I want to use the other characters too. I hardly know anything about them really. I mean, Gaius he's actually the kind of foreigner of the group. He's from way out in the middle, well, not really middle of nowhere, but he's an exchange student essentially from there. Very rather quiet, kind of keeps to himself in a way, but he's also very artistic. He ends up joining the art club of the academy there. Then Laura, very well, a noble attitude about her. She's very determined to increase her prowess with her sword there, and well, she's damn good with it already. And she also ends up joining the swimming club there, which I found a little surprising actually. But swimming is awesome. Laura's awesome, so it made sense there. Elisa also joined the lacrosse team as well, which is apparently females only, which I find rather interesting actually, and pretty cool there as well. I actually had a bonding event with her and Reen at one time. It was before they settled the little feud there. But I was there. I had the AP to use to spend on the bonding event there, so Reen helped her out with putting away all the equipment after their practice that are on their free day. So that raised their bonding level as well a little bit there, or got some experience points for it. Elliot is a musician. He actually wanted to join a musical school at first. Picked up the violin after a while. He's been practicing with that along the way as he joined the military academy there. Who else? Yeah, Fee, again, very quiet, keeps to herself, like, very much so, really. Doesn't really say much at all. I'm sure, yeah, that'll flesh out as we go along. Yeah, Machias I already went over to, the son of the governor of the area. Little bit of a dick as well, at least to Eustace at first, but overall to everyone else, he's pretty okay with it. I had an event with him as well, with Reen. They were just hanging out at the cafe outside of the campus there. Just talking about just general things there. They noticed that Matthias drank coffee and Reen preferred tea, so they actually swapped drinks and tried each other's, and it turned out they actually liked them quite a bit. So I had some experience there as well with bonding. Who else? Let's see. Oh yeah, Emma, of course, got the highest score on the exam there. I haven't used her in battle yet, actually, so I'll have to see how she is. She's definitely a mage-type character, though, having the Orbital Staff, much like Elliot does there. Is that everyone of Class 7? I do believe so, yeah. But also, one of my favorite characters, like NPCs, well, sort of NPCs, is your instructor, Sarah. She is the most laid-back person I've ever seen in my entire life. And she's also hilarious, too. I mean, she is, like, quick to blow off her work and drink beer and eat snacks. I mean, need I say more? She's pretty great, I'll tell you that right now. I don't want to delve into it too much because I don't want to spoil anything for right now. But yeah, she is fucking hilarious. And yeah, I cannot wait to see what else the game has right now. I've heard it's very long, which I'm totally okay with. I've seen on GameFAQs for like average ratings of hours and whatever, you can rate from there for like 0 to 20, then 20 to 40, and however the scale goes on there. It was averaged out to like 70 plus hours, and it could be even longer than that, I would guess. Like 80, 90 hours even, maybe even 100 plus potentially, which, yeah, I am totally okay with. And I could have done this game for the PS3 because it is on both PS3 and Vita. But I mean, I love Vita RPGs. And I love handheld RPGs. This is right up my alley, more so than you can even imagine. I would mind getting on PS3 as well so my brother can play it. So yeah, we could both play it together and all that. But yeah, for handheld RPGs, something like this, I couldn't not get it. And it worked out perfectly, and my dad got it for me for my birthday when he was here this past week/weekend, last week, whatever you want to call it there. But yeah, I'm just glad I spotted it on the shelf there. Got this super awesome Lionheart edition. It's such a cool name too, just Lionheart in general. And it's such a cool box. It has such like a cool shine to it in the light. Yeah, the emblem is just ridiculously cool. Yeah, Falcom, the company that made the game, and its Seed, who published it, they did tremendous work on this. I can't recommend it enough if you love RPGs. And like a great story and great combat, just damn near great everything, really. It does start off a little slowly though. Not a lot of actual like combat sections, at least for right now. The prologue at the very start, um, there are some battles in, but it actually, where I'm at right now for the academy and all that goes, it actually takes place 5 months before the events of the actual prologue there. I don't want to spoil what else happens in there, but I'll just give that a little mention there as well. But yeah, I see myself playing this all the damn time. Already put in like 8 hours or so around there, 7.5 ish. I'm somewhere in that ballpark here. And really, once I'm done recording this, I'm gonna go right back to playing that and tweet about it because that's what I do. But yeah, this game, top to bottom, already I can't recommend enough. And I'll probably do a video on it again, like as I'm probably like midway through, and then also at the end. I mean, it's that good. This game really speaks to me on like various levels, and that sounds a little cheesy, almost. But I mean, a game that good doesn't come along very often. It really doesn't, and I am so glad I have it. It's tremendous, top to bottom. Okay, so I think that's enough here. Yeah, I've gone on for almost 22 minutes now, and I've only scratched the surface of what this game has to offer, and I cannot wait to see what else it comes, or what else comes afterwards. So I'm going to call it quits here for right now. Next episode, Gaming Breakdown, I think I will actually do Final Fantasy VII. I thought about doing that one beforehand, and that actually would have been my next one I was going to do for today, but then I got this on Saturday, well, yeah, this past Saturday, and I couldn't not do it. I mean, come on now. So yeah, 7 will be next, going over characters, limit breaks, all that good stuff there. So stay tuned for that. And with that, guys, this has been Mr. Movies87 signing off. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.